This is the file for a framework designed on exocad. A friend of mine sent it to me to mill into titanium, and really when I inspected the file I found a lot of problems. Problems related to the quality of the meshes at the interface. Those parts are really very bad. You see here there is some loose meshes here. Also, you can check here at the this side the channels are not continuous, and there is something corrupt here, right here and right here. When I inspect the mesh position, you can see here that these meshes are inverted, so the CAM software will not probably identify this properly. The problem is that the guys who did this don't want to go for the redesigning procedure once more, and we want to make this a millable part by using Blender software. So the first step is that I would like to separate the connections, do some corrections in the structures here, and then reunite the connection with the framework once more. To select the connections, we have to go to the edit mode. I just go to the edit mode and start selecting the parts from the inside. Probably I would go for the faces. I would go like this and select those top faces. This is a little bit meticulous and require some careful person to do. It might require a little bit of control and adjustment, and probably you can select a little bit more and then you can fine-tune this. Okay, so those are the faces selected for the connection. I'm not really very keen for the top part. It's not very important to get, just to record up here, this area. This is very important to record. And this is the consuming part of the job. Probably I will need to do this with all other 6 connections, but for the demonstration I'm just showing you what we can do. Then I'm gonna invert the selection, and then I'm gonna delete faces. Now I have this part. Probably I would go a little bit more. I don't need this, so I'll just go here and select this to be out of my equation and press X vertices, and this is actually my connection. As you can see here, probably I don't need the vertices at the top, but maybe I can go like this again and select this and just put this off. And then after selection we can just delete those vertices, and we have a top edge, a clean top edge. I can just press Alt like this and press F. I close the face, and now I have a clean connection. When we finish doing this, we will have those nice 6 connections, as you can see here. They have very nice meshes. If you go to the edit mode, you can see they have a regular mesh, and definitely when you look to the face orientation, this is very important. You have to make sure that the inner surface is the blue one, which means this is the positive, and the outer one is the red, because this will be the cutter for the new framework. Now I need to close the old structure, the old holes, and do some smoothing and adjustment. So this can be done by different ways. I believe one of the easiest ways is that we go to the framework itself. I made a copy of the framework, and I'm going to use the patch tool. The patch tool allows us to just make like a blob of the material, and then we can go like this by Shift D, as if you're having a dropper to close the structure. We can do this at all the defective areas. A second way of closing the holes is to use the edit mode. So I'll just go here, go to the edit mode, and then probably in the transparent mode press the C, and I'm gonna select the inner meshes like this. Okay, so probably I'll go like this, a little bit wider. So I'm selecting the outer part like this, and then probably I'll go here and select this area, and I will just click X, delete vertices, and now I might have some loose meshes here, so I'll just click on one of the vertices, the part, and press clean. Then we have a hole right here. I will do this in the rest of the parts. Now I've selected the rest of the parts. I'm gonna press X, delete the vertices, and now just select one of the vertices right here and press clean. Now all the unattached parts are removed. Then I'm going out of the edit mode. I will just press here and press fill holes, and the software will close most of the holes. Here the holes are still open, so probably I need to do some more editing here. Just select right here, C, this is here, remove this, X, vertices, then tap, just once more, clean, and fill holes. As you can see now, all the holes are filled, but as you can see, this is the defective part. We need to build over this. So what I'm going to do now is that I'll go first and do some remeshing for the structure. The repair of those defective parts can be done either by the sculpt tools, or first we can build up a little bit here with the patch tool. Okay, probably I'll do a little bit of scaling, then Shift D and start using it as a dropper to build the defective parts with a little bit of excess. Little bit of excess. So this is here. Okay, and again like this. Then I can just press fill, and this is the correction. I can do this same way right here. Now I have filled the rest of the parts. I filled this defective part and the very small spaces between the prepared abutments where the milling burr cannot reach. And then I'm gonna just press fill. Now the parts are joined like this. I'll go first do some voxel remeshing once more, just to make sure the parts are properly fused with each other. Then I'll press apply. Then I'm going to go for some sculpted magic just to smoothen things up before I go. So I'll just go with the sculpted tool. Automatically it opens the simplify one, and can go with the simplify tool just a little bit like this, just to round up things. There's a smoothing tool here, just to fill up the structures. So I've rounded up things a little bit. and I'm out of the sculpt mode. Probably I see like the abutments here, this part is a little bit depressed. I can adjust this very easily by going to the edit mode and just select one of the vertices with the proportional edit tool on. Then I can go like this and make it a little bigger, and then I can just push this a little bit to the outside. This is just fine-tuning. Probably if I have the chance to do it, you can do it. It gives you a little bit of correction where you want to adjust your structures. A little bit, move this like this, and probably this is not okay. And then I'm out again, and this is for me okay. I'm not willing to do a lot of modification because this is the design they want to do, so probably because this is not my design, I will not do too much changes. I'm just rounding things up a little bit so that it can be milled properly. Now this is the modified design after being waxed up, remeshed and everything. And this is the connections, so I'll just go to the crown module and just select one by one, select one abutment, accept tube, the next one, now they are all selected and okay. I'll just select my structure and press generate implant fixture. This might take a while for calculation, but we will wait for it. The next step here is that now we have reconnected the connections with the framework, and now we need to open the channels for the screws. So I'll just go in the transparent mode. I'll hold this one, and I'll go here, just close-up view like this. I will just move the tube along the Z-axis, just a little bit up, 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 up. Here, this is okay, and then I'm gonna go for a smaller size, maybe a 2.55. I have to make it round, so I have to adjust it in both axes. And this is this tube. We will do this simultaneously with all the other tubes. When all the tubes are finished, I'm going to select the structure, and I'll press select fixture and make holes. Now the holes are generated. I'm just going out of the transparent mode. You see now, those are the new openings. And now I can go a little bit with some smoothing for the structure. I will just go for a Dynotope which is like 8 or 9. And just a little bit at the margins here, just to round things up. This is much different than the initial corrupt mesh. You can see we have very good control over the parts here. The meshes here are very clean, very nice. I can just go swap a little bit everywhere just to make it as smooth and as good as possible. This is very nice for the CAM software to understand, much better than the initial one, and really things can be rounded up very nicely, and outcome would be much better than the initial. You can see, I can see that here we have a little bit of a problem with an area like here. Just smoothen it. Just make it easy for the milling machine. Round things up a little bit here and here. So now all the structures are accessible. There are no rough parts, and the tubes are very good and clear and really easy to be identified by the software.